The Direct Care Alliance is a multi-stakeholder coalition of employers, direct care workers, elders, and people with disabilities who came together because of the crisis in the direct care workforce. And I hope to set a framework here as to why we think that co-ops in home care are a really good solution for some of the biggest challenges facing Americans in terms of access, quality of life, and the goal to have an independent living life as we age. There are currently 3 million direct care workers right now working in different settings, from a nursing home to assisted living and home care. And the Direct Care Alliance was created to try to bring a voice to the direct care workers. So our mission is to be the national advocate for the direct care workforce. It is essential that we find a way to stabilize this workforce because of the demographic statistics right now facing the United States in terms of older Americans getting older. There's 5,000 baby boomers reaching the age of 65 from now into the foreseeable future. According to projections, another 1 million more direct care workers will be needed in the next 10 years in order to provide services needed to older Americans. Given that context, if you look at the challenges facing the direct care workforce, the co-op model is very promising, specifically in rural America. The challenges that direct care workers face and the challenges that Americans face in terms of accessing quality of life, independent living, and services and reliable services are such that the two need to meet together to offer a solution. Direct care workers are facing a challenge in that they care for the majority of all older adults in the country. They are the first set of eyes and ears when there's a condition change in the health condition of life of people that they take care of. They spend more time with their clients than doctors, nurses, psychologists, and other professionals. And because of the demographic growth of older adults, there's also going to be more of them needed, about 1 million more over the next 10 years. However, the workforce is currently unstable and needs solutions to stabilize it if we're going to be able to care for older Americans. They, in many cases, make less than minimum wage. Few of them have access to health insurance. Professional development and growth career is very limited. In some cases, overturn rate is as high as 70%. In addition to that, if you look at the statistics in terms of health and safety for the direct care workers, they're number 2 for highest levels of depression. They're also one in the top 5 for having back injuries and other sort of musculoskeletal injuries. And it makes sense. They're working with clients that need assistance in some from light assistance to be able to function independently in the community. Could be light home cooking, a little bit of help with cleaning the house, to actually very intensive assistance in terms of transferring and being able to do the basic activities of daily living. So direct care workers play a very important and central role in preventing healthcare crisis situations among elders, helping them secure and improve their health, thereby saving millions of dollars to our already burdened healthcare system. They ensure that people stay in the community for as long as possible, and able to be as functional as possible, close to their families, their churches, their community. And for millions of Americans that want to be independent and be in the workforce for as long as possible, they are ensured that they can do so with their services. So the Direct Care Alliance has come up with a couple of strategies to stabilize the workforce. One is we have developed a credentialing program for home care workers that will develop a career ladder for them and be the first step to recognize them as professionals. We have a Voices Institute program that is very popular where we teach leadership skills for direct care workers. And we, as was mentioned earlier, have developed a toolkit to help direct care workers understand and learn how to create a home care co-op as a solution to some of the barriers that they face, specifically in rural settings. And I'm just going to outline some of the challenges that workers working in home care particularly face. If you look at the industry, there is a shift. Traditionally, most direct care workers worked in institutional settings. But as the baby boomer generation grows older, they want to stay in the community, functional and independent for as long as possible. So that is a choice away from institutional settings and into home care. And that is why home care is the largest and most rapid growing sector in long-term care. But that has some implications for the direct care workforce. If you work in a common work site with other workers and you have something going wrong, you have other colleagues with whom you can talk and try to resolve the issue and have a network of other professionals like you that you can talk to and reach to. If you're a home care worker, you work in an isolated situation. And from the stories that I hear from members of the Direct Care Alliance that work in rural settings, that is also a challenge that faces older Americans that work that live in rural places. There's a lack of voice, a lack of access to information and healthcare. There's a lack of stability, and there's a tremendous amount of isolation, both for the workers and for the people that they care for in their homes. So we think that the idea of creating home care co-ops is an essential and important solution to try to address some of these problems. And in addition to it, it will empower the workers to have a voice. It will improve the health of elders to be able to have resources in their community, professionals that can care for them. And so I'm really excited to be on this panel and listen to your questions and also learn from what other speakers are going to share. Thank you.